The FA Cup is the world's oldest and most celebrated club cup competition.
Still pretty young, but it's Owen! It's there! Drogba! Yes!
Over the years, the FA Cup has conjured up some unforgettable encounters.
In comes Gerrard!
And they're all here in the Classic Collection. Sheffield Wednesday were hoping for third time lucky going into this FA Cup final replay against George Graham's Arsenal. Having lost in the League Cup final to the Gunners the previous month, as well as playing out a score draw in last week's initial final, Wednesday had plenty to play for as they went in search of their first trophy since 1935. The semi-finals had seen both clubs face their fiercest rivals, Tottenham Hotspur and Sheffield United. After a hotly contested battle on both fronts, it was Tony Adams for Arsenal and Chris Waddle for Sheffield Wednesday, whose eventual winners were enough to ensure their team's places in the final.
Good evening from Peter Brackley as the Wembley stage beckons again for two teams whose first meeting on Saturday fell well short of expectations. But hope springs eternal. With batteries recharged and perhaps stung by all the criticism that Saturday's rather shapeless, listless affair attracted, the players of Arsenal and Sheffield Wednesday, just taking the field now, are charged tonight with the responsibility of providing a more palatable finale to the season. The Arsenal side, chosen by George Graham, was never likely to vary too much once the injury situation had been assessed. He's made just the one change then, Alan Smith, coming in at the expense of young Ray Parlour. Otherwise, it's the same side with Ian Selly, in fact, replacing Parlour on the bench. So whether he now misses out on a cup final medal remains to be seen. A three-pronged attack with Smith in harness with Kevin Campbell and Ian Wright. Sheffield Wednesday's side was less predictable, mainly because of injury worries. Anderson then had joined the casualty list at the weekend, and sadly for Wednesday he hasn't come through, nor has Peter Shirtliff, who missed the first game as well. So Paul Warhurst will continue at the back, and Carlton Palmer will be the other central defender. Palmer, who played there, of course, late on in the first game. There's a change in midfield then, with Palmer having to switch to the back, Danny Wilson starting into a central role. Away we go then, Sheffield Wednesday kicking off, attacking from right to left. The 1993 FA Cup Final, Chapter 2. Here's Waddle. And he will operate wide on the right from the off. The first comfortable catch by David Seaman. And I would think where a goalkeeper looks for that lifting confidence early on. That's good work by Winterburn until he gave it away to Merson. Time for Winterburn. Jensen inside him. Again, there's no time for anyone to dwell on the ball. Such a fierce contest once more. Davis. Smith couldn't hold it up. Waddle's pass, and, well, marginally, Mark Bright caught offside.
Well, Arsenal are doing exactly what they're very, very good at. They close down, they give you no time to pass the ball, and although it's not pretty to watch at times, for Arsenal it's been successful.
Now here's Bright onto Waddle's pass. Hurst down the middle. Well read, though, by Linegan. He's really come on in leaps and bounds in the last few weeks, Andy Linegan, after a shaky start to his Highbury career. Coming in for Steve Bold. Now right on the rampage. And Woods had to be brave and certainly alert. Ian Wright, who's so sharp. And he was almost in there. Hurst. Forward by Palmer. Now Harks got away from Dixon. Plenty of Wednesday support arriving. This is Sheridan. Harks again. Now can he get his cross in from here? Oh, away by Kevin Campbell. And he's found Wright. Wednesday defenders scampering back. And Wright was going nowhere, but Smith's got it now. And here's a chance for Merson. The first real chance of the game, and he's missed it. Far too comfortable for Chris Woods.
A lovely ball. Carlton Palmer's never going to get there. Paul Merson maybe miscontrols it with his first touch, but now he goes past Carlton Palmer. Chris Woods does well, stands up, doesn't commit himself, and Paul Merson will remember that one for a long, long time if Arsenal don't win this cup.
Smith, Campbell again. Right in the middle. Good tackle though by Palmer. Needed to be two. And out then by Sheridan. Some nice touches up front from Alan Smith. And the strength there of Kevin Campbell very much to the fore. Dixon. And the header was from Andy Linnigan. And only just wide too. Arrived really powerfully then.
Yes, a good cross here from Lee Dixon, and there comes Linnigan coming very, very late, difficult to pick up, and I think Andy Linnigan will be disappointed. Here it is again. I think he'll be disappointed he hasn't hit the target there. He's got in front of Paul Warhurst there, and really he should have hit the target, and if he had done, Chris Woods would have had no chance from that sort of distance.
Waddle.
Well, at the moment, Winterburn's really got Chrissy Waddle in his pocket at the moment. Chrissy Waddle, I don't think he's beaten him on one occasion, and Chrissy Waddle needs to be beating Winterburn if Sheffield Wednesday are going to be successful this evening.
He's a very pacey defender, Winterburn, and Waddle really can't get past him so far. At least he hasn't got John Jensen on his shirt tails all the time.
No, that's obviously one change from Saturday, that Jensen isn't marking Waddle, and neither is Carlton Palmer marking Merson.
Adams with Bright, then Winterburn to help out. Nielsen. Waddle. And a chance! And it was John Harks on the end of it. And good goalkeeping by David Seaman.
Those are the sort of balls Chrissy Waddle's put in all his career. Gets it onto his left foot, whips, and it's a nightmare for a goalkeeper. The slightest touch from John Harks, and it's in the net.
Here's Palmer. Now, has Worthington kept that in? No. Certainly a fairly even first half. Merson with the best chance for Arsenal, and Harks for Sheffield Wednesday. Dixon. Out by Sheridan. Dixon with the throw. Missed out on the Coca-Cola Cup final because of suspension, Lee Dixon. Campbell got away from Worthington well. Jensen. In by Wright to Merson. And then they've given it away. But Adams gets it back again. Winterburn drilling over the cross towards Wright and Smith. And Worthington, oh, dreadful clearance by him. And a very hasty shot by Paul Merson. Rather untidy all round.
It is, and Chris Woods is going mad at his defence in front, that every time they get the ball, they give it straight back to Arsenal, and they just cannot relieve the pressure and cannot get the ball into the Arsenal half. And I have to say, looking at this first half, the Arsenal, for me, have looked the stronger side. Sheffield Wednesday have looked quite tired in many, many departments, and Campbell in particular is starting to have a lot of success against Worthington down his right-hand side.
Yes, just a hint that Arsenal are getting the measure of Sheffield Wednesday. After one or two bright flurries through from Wednesday, but this is right now. Is this going to be the first goal? It is! And it's Ian Wright. The sudden burst at pace, his acceleration took him clear. And as ever, the finish was clinical. 32 minutes gone, and Arsenal, right on cue, take the lead.
And there's Alan Smith through ball again. As I said, they've looked vulnerable in the middle. Chris Woods comes out, tries to make himself big, but Ian Rice has done so many times this season in those one-against-one situations. He's so confident, just chips the ball over the top of Chris Woods, giving him no chance whatsoever.
That's to Worthington, drilled through, and David Seaman right behind it.
I think that could have been one of those embarrassing moments for goalkeepers there, because I'm sure that Worthington, as he drew his left foot back there as the half-time whistle goes, and as he drew his foot back, it was definitely a cross he was going to hit over, but it finished up a shot. And if seemingly the move up his line anticipating the cross, then that could have been very embarrassing.
Half-time score in the FA Cup final replay. Arsenal 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. This is Merson. One back by Sheridan. As the Arsenal attack breaks down, then a mistake by Palmer. It's Campbell. He did well to recover then, Carlton Palmer. Both sides threatening, but neither finding a path to goal. And George Graham absolutely livid.
I was just thinking how much like this is the first game on Saturday, that the first half on Saturday Arsenal were the better side, and then Sheffield Wednesday came out immediately after half-time and really tore into Arsenal. And Sheffield Wednesday are trying to do that, and Sheffield certainly are in the ascendancy now. They just need to, they haven't created a clear-cut opening yet, but certainly they look like they might, which they never did in the first half.
And George Graham obviously feels his team are in danger of letting their lead slip. Davis. Again, a total breakdown in communications by Arsenal. And they most certainly have not won this final replay yet. Up goes Bright. This is Hurst. Now Harks popping up on the Wednesday right. And Bright couldn't get there. And it's got in! And it's Waddle! Wednesday pressure has produced an equaliser. And suddenly Sheffield Wednesday back on level terms. And Chris Waddle has replied in style to his critics.
Well, there it goes, the ball to the far post there. Dixon couldn't adjust quickly, and I think you'll find that when Waddle hit that ball, it was actually deflected off Dixon. But here we see a good ball in from Hart, scores the Arsenal defence all sorts of problems. There it goes to Waddle's trusty left foot, and there we see the deflection of Lee Dixon off his heel and into the corner of the net.
Ever ask yourself why?
Newcastle. Liverpool have beaten Blackburn Rovers, and it doesn't matter. Manchester United have done it. 5-4 Southampton, having trailed 3-1. He's beaten Sunderland from the halfway line.
Do we really need to remind you? Remember why on ESPN Classic this month with Premier League. Remember when. Every night this week at 2000 on ESPN Classic.
This must be stopped. It is a sad way to end.
But he wouldn't go down because he's Ali.
Colombia received a death threat at the team's hotel in Fullerton, California.
Sport has the power to change the world.
ESPN Films presents 30 for 30, a superb new series, every month on ESPN Classic.
Smith. Hurst. Adams was late.
Well, Adams, I think, was a little bit lucky there. Any further into the Arsenal half, there was a chance of a red card there for Adams, because certainly there was nobody between Hurst and the goal if he'd have got clear of Adams.
Nielsen. Jensen won it back. Davis has given it straight to Nielsen. Wednesday are firing now. Hurst in there. And a chance. Oh, off the post from Bright. A few inches the other way, and Wednesday would have been in front.
That's a golden opportunity. Lovely ball from Sheridan, and Hurst puts pressure onto Linnigan there, misheads it, and Bright really has just got to hit the target, and he scores, and he kicks right across the ball and drags it against the post. Good challenge from Hurst. Linnigan can't cope with it, and there's Bright. Looks like a simple task for somebody like him with his goal-scoring record, but unfortunately kicks across it and hits the outside of the post.
Jensen lost it though. He's got a second bite at the cherry. It's Campbell and Merson. Oh, was almost saw it spun away from him. Well, how did he hold on then?
Well, that's what. As a goalkeeper, you need that little bit of luck there. Merson struck it hard and true, and it slipped through his legs because he was, but somehow he managed to turn and grasp it.
It's Hurst for Sheffield Wednesday. There's Bright away to his left. Still Hurst. Now, can he finish here? Oh, side netting. Well, that was more like the David Hurst we've seen when he's been fully fit in the season. He's had so many problems with injuries, and he hasn't been at his sharpest. But that was an excellent run. Winterburn. Merson to chase. And Woods wanted Warhurst to go for that one, and he did. Merson, though. Warhurst is out of position. And it needed Carlton Palmer to come across, but Campbell has got it back again. And now it'll be an Arsenal corner as it flies off the boot of Paul Warhurst. Anxiety for Sheffield Wednesday, fresh hope for Arsenal.
Looking at Nielsen there, he keeps feeling that right groin. It may have been the injury he got in Sweden there last night, but certainly he keeps feeling it. That might be a problem with extra time.
Merson with the corner. Jensen to head it back in again. Then on from Davis. Adams lurking in there. Desperate defending by Wednesday. 2 minutes of injury time played. Merson prodded it on to Campbell. Didn't have the strength to go through. Davis back off Nielsen. And Wednesday at last get it away. O'Leary, expertly done. Such composure. Linnigan though. Smith. The 90 minutes are up. And once again, the cup final fails to produce a winner in normal time, so it's down to extra time. Smith trying to link with Merson, but unsuccessful. It's Waddle now. Worthington. Dixon getting back with the tackle, and he's found Smith. Merson out wide. Up by Palmer. And Davis was clattered by Bright's tackle. Smith. Palmer in the way. Waddle releasing Sheridan. Waddle. It goes Bright. It only needed a touch. Agonisingly close. What a great ball from Waddle.
Superb ball by Waddle. And I'll tell you what, if we hadn't have had a haircut in Cup final week, that would have been 2-1. That is shadow of a doubt. He'll never come closer than that.
I think if anything, he did get a touch, but it was too faint. But he could have won it for Sheffield Wednesday there. Davis. Wide to Dixon. Now Jensen, who promised Arsenal a goal at Wembley, well, he hasn't managed one. Out by Palmer. Davis. Smith. Didn't fall for him. Woods has to clear it, and he certainly looks to be struggling as well. As Ray was saying, there's a few up there now carrying injuries. As we move into injury time. Maybe a last chance for Arsenal. Smith. It'll be Winterburn, I would think, to hurl a long one in towards the towering figure of Linegan. Adams has stayed back. Linegan didn't get there. And it's Jensen, cannon off the defender, and away for the corner. So the drama still to unfold. Here's the corner, and it's gone in, yes! Linegan, no! For a moment I thought the linesman was flagging, but the goal stands, and it's Linegan. Stephen Morrow, the man who missed the cup final because of injuries, celebrating in the crowd. And oh, what contrast in emotions here. Andy Linegan, the last gasp winner it surely is now for Arsenal.
Well, I've said about set pieces, and here he comes, Andy Linegan, up above Mark Bright, and there we go. Chris Woods can't keep it out. He gets a hand to it, but there's too much power in it. And what a way to win a cup final, and how must Sheffield Wednesday feel losing it like that?
Well, there was a heart-stopping moment there when I thought the linesman was waving his flag, but he was just pointing back to the centre circle. And Andy Linegan is the hero for Arsenal. Sheffield Wednesday still persevering, hoping something will come their way in the dying seconds. Bart Williams. It's a corner. It's not over yet. Warhurst has come up. They've only left Worthington back. Jensen's header away. But that's it. The final whistle. And Arsenal have done it. Well, there's a look of amazement on the faces of some of the Arsenal players. Sheer dejection of those of the Sheffield Wednesday team. But now they can celebrate. Can Arsenal? And well, who would have thought it? Right at the finish, the header from Andy Linegan has won the FA Cup for Arsenal. And well, it's too much for Chris Waddle. And what an inspiration this man has been. Tony Adams, he lifted the Coca-Cola Cup just a few weeks ago, and now that is to be followed by the FA Cup. Superb season for Arsenal, and that's it. The cup is heading for Highbury. The night at Wembley belongs to Arsenal. Winners of the FA Cup final replay, thanks to the winning goal from Andy Linegan, 2-1.
The unlikely hero was Andy Linnigan, who succeeded where many had failed, scoring the winner with virtually the last touch of the ball in extra time. So it was a stunning FA and League Cup double for the Gunners, at the expense of Trevor Francis's brave Sheffield Wednesday.
Still pretty young, but it's Owen! It's there! Drogba! Yes! Cantona, the drive! In comes Gerrard!
That's it for now. Join us next time for another in our series of FA Cup Classic matches.